So someone's asked what the application frontiers, where the new things in cryptography are going. Well, in the current 5-year cycle, the things that are going to be really interesting are going to be working out what happens when a quantum computer comes along, so the so-called area of post-quantum cryptography. So that's going to be a really big area. Another area going forward is how do you process unencrypted data? So we have a huge amount of data out there. We might want to keep that data private. So how can we do privacy-preserving computations? Now, there, some techniques we'd be interested in are multi-party computation and how we can actually do machine learning on private data. So how we can actually learn stuff from that private data. So we have a question about what's the difference between various types of computation, for example, blinded computation, secure MPC, or homomorphic encryption. So its essence, homomorphic encryption, if I start with the last one, is actually where you encrypt the data, you pass it on to someone, and they actually compute on the data in encrypted form. So they're able to manipulate it without actually seeing what the data is. MPC is similar, except it's not encrypted, it's kind of shared between different entities, and those entities compute on the shares without the shares revealing any information. And blinded computation is essentially a kind of layman's term for both of those operations happening. So someone's asked, what was the Enigma machine and how is it broken? So the Enigma machine was a way of communicating on the battlefield between elements of the German army, or between different U-boats, or between U-boats and back in the German Reich. And it was this was very important for battlefield communication. And what the British did was break the Enigma machine with the help of some early work of the Poles, and this enabled them to decipher the instructions going to the U-boat. So they would know, for example, that the U-boat every day would surface and then give its position back to Berlin and tell what the weather report was. And this, by deciphering this, the British could work out where the U-boat was and then would easily be able to go hunt it. Or they'd be able to know where the dispositions were of German tanks on the Russian front. So being able to break the Enigma machine sped up the end of the war.